get to the page. The Afterlife of a Tear was actually published in the Moonstone Arts 25th Annual Poetry Inc. anthology. It's called The Afterlife of a Tear. Every tear I cry tears a hole in my brain to reserve a place for a memory to reside. Sometimes certain memories decide to burrow a little further than the others, so when they get remembered, they have to be triggered. Sometimes someone will commit a crime against me I forgot I had previously experienced, and I see the previous perpetrator's face and the current perpetrator's face, which might make me scream loud enough to make them go deaf. There are memories we want to remember forever. There are memories not consequential enough to keep forever. Then there are memories that hide away in their burrowed holes that leave permanent residue in our souls, called trauma. Thank you. We are all born pugilists. We fight and we fight. We punch and we punch. Sometimes we think we have wrapped our hands and put on gloves to look down, to bear witness, to bare knuckles. Sometimes there is no punching bag in front of us. There is just air. There is nothing in front of us for our fists to connect with, yet the empty before us feels like punching a brick wall. We exit our mother's wombs, kicking and screaming. We are born fighting to enter this world. Some of us continue to fight the rest of our lives. We don't understand why we must always fight. Sometimes we don't realize we are fighting when we are just breathing and surviving. We allow bullies, bosses, abusive lovers to narrate our truths with psychological and chemical warfare. They speak the language of mustard gas with words that burn through our self-esteem. For some of us, the act of waking up includes installing brass knuckles into our vocal cords so our words become weapons of mass protection. For some of us, our silence is self-flagellation for allowing others to guide the pens with which we write our lives. So we must relearn to wrap our hands and again wear the gloves we were born wearing. We kicked and screamed our way into this world, so we do not have to write our futures with our gloves on. And this one is called What's in the Rear View Belongs in the Past. Do you live life as if you are driving in an infinite traffic jam surrounded by ghosts? As if you are a Ford Pinto that will explode if hit from behind, and your past is a garbage truck manned by a drunk driver. You look in the rear view, history is aggressively tailgating you, honking loudly. You switch lanes to let it pass, but it decides to hang to your left to flip you off. The odors of every lesson you've learned and every mistake you've made waft their way into your psyche. You are aware this is a ghost garbage truck. You pull forward, switch lanes directly in front of it, and stop short. Its ghostly phantasma passes through your Pinto and dissipates into another universe. Your psyche decides you are no longer a Pinto, but a cross-town local bus that may not always be on time, but get you where you need to go in a few places you've never expected. And